Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I hit a milestone, 200 subscribers, so thank you so much to each and every one of you who has subscribed. I truly appreciate it. Today I'm going to continue working on Ficus Nerifolia that I put into bonsai pots too soon. But Nerifolias are one of those trees that can continue to thicken considerably even after it's in a bonsai pot. A lot of trees, you really need to work them either in the ground or in training pots to get the trunks nice and thick, because once they go in a bonsai pot it can be difficult to get any substantial thickening. They're obviously going to thicken some, but ficus will continue to thicken. And this guy here, as we can see, is just typical overgrown. It also has a kind of a strange effect with the moss. The moss has flowered. I'm going to turn it around here. So all these little tufts are the seed heads of the moss. It doesn't really produce seed. But then they've all died and it all turned brown, so there's a little bit of green in there. I have the feeling that it's probably going to come back. So, as is the case, this guy needs to be cut back quite a bit. We have this as the front, based on the pot, or this is the front. And once again, that's not set in stone. There may be other ways to position this guy in the next repotting that will make a nicer front. And here we've got, this is just a massive no-no as far as me growing bonsai. Take this guy off here without gloves. A V like that where they're almost both exactly the same, that's a huge no-no. So one of those is coming off. And I think I've pretty much decided what I'm going to do with this guy. And it's a typical major cutback that I would do with most trees in training, even though this is in a bonsai pot. So what I've decided is to go to here, this guy. So I'm going to take off this giant chunk right here. And I'm going to take off the whole rest of the back too. And then I'm going to cut it to right. If I can get it. There. Alright. That was fast. I think I said that on one of the other ones too. But this is typically what I would do with a tree in training, even if it was just in a training pot. My philosophy on bonsai is to let them grow, sometimes rampantly, and then give them a heavy chop, and then let it grow again, and then chop that back. And every time you do that chop, you create more taper, you create more motion. Then at a certain point you begin to choose your branching and your structure. And so this tree is going to end up being in here somewhere, something like that. And I think, and we could even turn it like this. This could be a very nice front. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward. When I'm looking at a tree and I see, okay, that's what I want to do, then it's pretty straightforward. I do have one kind of strange root right here that I'm going to take off too. If I can get to it. Oh, that cut nothing. Must be over here. There it is. Oops. Don't break the pot. There you go. Number one. Fini. It's like all of a sudden it just disappeared in the frame. It's like, why is it so small? It ought to be like closer, more like that. So I started with it, the whole tree, so that's what I wanted to do. This is another one. A little bit smaller pot, very similar. And overgrown like crazy. It goes just up and up and up. It's about 2 feet high. And when I'm done with it, it's going to be about 8 inches, maybe 6 inches. Get the other pot out of there, out of the frame. Now I could take it to right here. However, that would make a much, much smaller tree, which means that eventually it would need to go into a much, much smaller pot, which would mean a huge root pruning. And Nerifolias are capable of sustaining a very large root pruning like that, but I don't want to have a tree that small. So I'm going to come back around here and take that guy off. And then I'm going to cut all the rest of it off, and this will be my leader. Instant taper, instant motion. Instant just bare stick too, but that's okay. And then based on the kind of proportions that we're talking about, top should go somewhere about right there. I don't want to sound redundant, but that was quick. See if we can come down and then forward. Oops. And there is also another root that I want to remove on this one, which is right there. There's also a massive root coming right at us, but I'm going to keep that for now. But this one that loops around, comes up out of nowhere and then loops around, I definitely want to take that one off. So, well, that was easy. And this tree has beautiful moss. Just bright green, dark green, really pretty. These are going to get a pretty good dose of fertilizer now. All the ones I've been doing, I think these are number 5 and 6. Because they're rooted in the pot and basically established, they're going to get a real good dose of fertilizer, which will produce some nice thick growth. And this guy, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe we should go into a close-up here if I can get it. I don't know if you can see, but there's little tiny lichens right there and right there. And I know my camera doesn't do close-ups well. So that's it for those two. Pretty simple process. And like I said, even though they're in bonsai pots, I'm treating them as if they were just in a training pot. And I've got one more to go. Should I do it in this video? It's the biggest, so I think I'm going to give its own video. So there you go, 2 more. Cut way back. But on their way to being much, much nicer trees than they were in the before condition that they were in. Push them right off the bench. There we go. So thanks so much for watching. And once again, I really want to thank all the subscribers. 200 today, so that is just great. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, when you do subscribe and you hit the notification bell, then you can see the next time I post a video on these guys how much they've grown, and the next procedure I'm going to do on them to create, more refinement. Bonsai is a constant and continuous growth and reduction and refinement and creating pads and creating movement in the trunk and taper. And even after a finished bonsai, you still are doing some maintenance. You're never really done. That's probably a unique aspect of the art of bonsai, because you can paint a painting and when it's done, that's it. It's done. You might need to dust the glass or sculpture. But bonsai, since they're living, they just continue. So you're never really finished. These guys have a long way to go before they're considered finished. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a comment, please, and hit the like button. That always helps send my videos to more and more people. And I will see you in the next video.